Hello everybody, I'm Jeff Dennis, IB coordinator here at Westminster High School. You're about to watch a short film on this year's special DP group, our Diploma grads of 2021. This year was exceptional with all the COVID regulations and protocols. Our students and teachers lost a ton of class time as well as experiences that they're used to having. With that said, there was a lot that the class of 2021 did not lose out on. To start, they didn't miss the opportunity to demonstrate their grit, their strength, and their adaptability. They navigated the toughest waters in the history of public education with grace and toughness. I am confident that the class of 2021 will go on to do great things as they become the leaders of our world. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for your hard work, passion, dedication to your education over these last 4 years. Go get your dreams, 2021.
I am Kiara Hall, and I am in the IB Diploma program. A summary of my IB experience would definitely have to be the fact that it has been a roller coaster ride. I have learned many things from being in the IB program, and it has helped me so much. I have learned accountability, responsibility, and independence. The IB program has not only prepared me for what is to come in my future, but overall life honestly. IB definitely teaches you how to be responsible for your actions and be on time with your work. I feel that IB has sent me up on a great path for college because I already have learned how to stay on top of my work when things get really intense. Some memories that I have made throughout the IB program would definitely be bonding with my fellow peers. We always have helped each other out and made sure that we are doing okay. Knowing that you are not the only student going through this amount of stress is a huge relief because IB is not like regular school. There is tons more pressure and work that is put into it, especially involving our IAs in each class. So knowing that we are not alone really helped out throughout this time. Some gratitude that I would like to share would definitely be towards all of my teachers. They have helped me so much throughout my IB experience, and they have always pushed me to do my best. I would also like to share gratitude with my peers and my family. Having these relationships have helped me so much and has gotten me through a lot. In the most stressful times, I knew that I could ask a peer for help or talk to my family about it, and I just really appreciate all that they have done for me. For our 2021 group of IB students, our goal would definitely be success. We have all strived and grown throughout these 2 years, and that is what really drives us honestly, is the satisfaction that we are going to succeed one day. I would like to give a big shout out to the IB program for making me push myself and be the best I can and making me into a better person. Thank you.
Class of 2021 IB Diploma graduates, we did it. We finally finished. I am so proud of each and every one of you. Through all of the struggles of IB and the global pandemic, you managed to finish IB Diploma. 2 years ago, when we began this journey, none of us would have guessed it would turn out quite like this. I know most of us didn't expect for it to be as hard as it was. However, we made it through. IB may have made you cry very stress-filled tears, but I hope you feel accomplished for completing the most rigorous program our school has to offer. An indescribable feeling that I will always associate with IB is the relief you felt when you realized your other classmates did not start an assignment that you also did not start. I think I can speak for all of us when I say procrastination is not your friend, but your other IBers, as Ms. Herder would say, are your friends. We now have an unspoken bond that will last a lifetime. Now that we are parting our separate ways, I hope each of you go on to follow your dreams and head down a path that makes you happy. I cannot wait to see all of the wonderful things each of you are bound to do. I would also like to thank all of our IB teachers that have cheered us on, dedicated their time, and given their support. I wish you all luck, and I send all of my love, best wishes, and support your way. Congratulations.
My name is Christina Hernandez.
Ivan Bañuelos.
Liam Davis.
My name is Ashley Aguirre Diaz.
My name's Kiara, and I'm a senior, obviously.
My name is Jacob Rutz.
Brenna. My name is Kiara Hall.
My name is Stephanie Araiza.
I don't know what else you want me to say. What else?
I asked your name.
I could have been a junior.
My favorite IB class is probably HOA with Mr. Lindenberger, only because he's a dope teacher. My favorite IB class would have to be IB Spanish, because even though I do speak Spanish now, that class really helped me like become more fluent in it and be more confident in when speaking my second language. And additionally, it's also helped me with my parents. It's helped me translate and communicate with them a lot more clearly in their own native language.
My favorite IB class is math, actually. Even though I really struggle with it, I think it's fun to learn math, and I think that we also have a really good teacher.
Who is that?
Mr. Bell.
My favorite IB class was probably psychology, because in psychology we didn't do a whole lot.
My favorite IB class would definitely have to be English. I feel like it's very easy class. Not only that, it's interesting and you get to learn a lot of different things about not only yourself but the class as well.
My favorite IB class would have to be IB biology, because I want to be a doctor, and it was really interesting to connect my career path and this class together.
My favorite IB class was IB French, Dr. Romanowski, because it was always like giggles and laughs there. Like there was never a dull moment in there, and it was good vibes.
My favorite IB class was Mr. Bell's math class. Definitely not because of the math, but just because both years the energy in the room was just really fun, and there were always new things happening in the room, and it always was the class that made me laugh the most.
My favorite IB class would have to be a tie between math and bio, because we really went into depth in the subjects.
My favorite IB class would have to be IB Psychology. IB Psychology, I felt, had taught me a lot in how human behavior went, and it was actually very interesting to me. I had a lot of fun with my teacher, Mr. Dennis, and I would look back and remember fond memories of what we did in that class together.
My favorite IB class definitely had to have been IB Biology and French, mostly because in biology we would learn a lot about, especially towards the end now, we were learning a lot about the body, and that's what's helping me right now with my profession in becoming a pharmacist. And for French, it was really enjoyable. It was much, it continued with helping me speak fluently in the language, and I had so much fun in that class. There was definitely a lot of memorable moments.
I selected Miss Warren and Miss Herder because they have been very large influences in my life. Miss Warren is definitely very easy to communicate to, and she's a very friendly person, and Miss Herder really pushes you to do your best, and that's exactly why I would choose them.
I chose Mr. Heller to do one of the two. Sorry, retake.
I selected Miss Kelly and Miss Dr. Romanowski because they have impacted my life. They made me grow as a person, and they helped me along the 4 years.
For my pen and sash, I chose Mr. Heller because he has barely any other kids in his class, so I figured if no one else would choose him, no one kid would. Dang it.
I selected Miss Herder and Mr. Troy to put on my pin and sash. I'm not sure which one did which, but they were key to my development this year. I got to know them a lot, and they were just more invested than my other teachers, but all my other teachers were great, but they just stood out.
Okay.
Sorry. Retake.
My pin and sash, I decided to give it to Miss Carpenter and Dr. Romanowski, mostly because Miss Carpenter, I have known her for 3 years since joining IB, and she has been really supportive of me and of what I want to do in the future. And all her classes have never been boring. Every topic that we've talked about, she would always try to make it fun and connect it to other things. And I picked Dr. Romanowski because she was really a teacher that stood out to me in the past 2 years of IB, and I would just like to thank her for that.
I chose Mr. Bell and Mr. Heller. I chose Mr. Bell because I'm very grateful for him for always letting me stay after school and help me with math, and Mr. Heller because I've known him for the longest, and we also have like inside jokes. And it's like you think we're being mean to each other, but we're not sometimes.
I chose for my pen and sash Mr. Heller because I know that if I didn't choose him to put on my pen, the other kids in our class would not choose him. And I chose Miss Music because I've had her as an AE teacher since freshman year, and I've really liked her.
I selected Mr. Bell to give me my pin because I've had him as my math teacher since freshman year, and I picked Miss Music for my sash because she's always been there to support me.
I actually selected, well, number one was Mr. Dennis because I think he had taught me the values of the IB Diploma program. I joined when I was actually a sophomore, and I had that class early, so it was an early look into what the IB Diploma program had to offer. He was such an influence on me in so many great ways, and I really loved having him in the class. And then I chose Mr. Ferguson for my pins because he had taught me the tech essentials that I would need to go into the career that I wanted to go into. And I really thought that he did a great job guiding me. He was a great mentor to me.
I haven't selected quite yet to give my pin or sash, but I'm hopefully, if I ask Mr. Collin, he'll give it to me. He's the best.
I selected Miss Herder and Miss Lewin for my pin and sash because these two teachers have been with me for 4 years, for my entire high school career. And Miss Herder is the more academical side. She helps me with that side, class, questions about class and things like that. And Miss Lewin is the opposite. She is my creative side, and she helps me with my music. Maybe more personal things, any personal questions. And I think that's a good balance to have the academic and personal side.
I didn't know we could choose Miss Lewin. I would have chosen her. I thought it was just IB people. Okay, I think I got this.
You already made the choice, so there's not much to think about, right?
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
I've selected Dr. Romanowski to give me my pin because I've had her since my freshman year, and she always finds a way to push me to my full potential, and I think I just have a special bond with her. I selected Miss Warren to give me my sash because she always finds ways to help me think more creatively and with more of an open mind, and she's also the sweetest person I've ever met.
See, you chose Mr. Heller as a charity case, huh?
There's only 2 kids in this class, and I know the other one didn't choose him, so I was like, well.
I actually have a couple people. One is named Kenny Lee, and he is actually a fellow IB Diploma kid. He has helped me and motivated me in many different ways, and he's pushed me through to do my hard work and finish everything off. And I really, really love him for that. Another one would be Kiara Hall. I would have to thank her as well because she always kind of kept me on track. and told me what we were doing in class. I would ask and she would be like, oh, we're doing this. So it was really helpful to me there too.
I think definitely everybody in the diploma program helped me through in a different way. I'm not sure if there's one person I can point out specifically because I think we all helped each other.
Honestly, I would say my mom and dad helped me through the IB journey, pushing me not to give up and believing in me when I didn't believe in myself.
I would say Chloe Ann has been my support throughout IB because we joined together and we stuck through it together the entire time.
So far through my journey, I feel like all my peers have really helped me. Even though I don't really talk a lot in those classes, they have spoken out and I just listen in. And yeah, I would like to thank the Mr. Lee's class because they talk a lot about so many different things and it's a lot of information sometimes that I need and it's very helpful. I would also like to thank my best friend Anna because she has been through me through these 2 years.
I would have to say Stephanie. She was really helpful answering questions for me when I wouldn't understand something, and she just was a good friend.
I would say one of the peers that really helped me through, or a few of the peers that really helped me through IB was Stephanie. She really, she's in most of my classes, so she helped me through a lot of the course material. And another one was Ivan Benuelas because he was a really nice friend to me.
Everyone in the IB diploma had some sort of effect on me and that helped me little by little. And we also had a group chat in the beginning and we all helped each other. But I'm really thankful towards Stephanie, she was thankful towards me because she took my calls at 12 a.m. and she really helped me with math because that's the subject I struggle with the most. And we helped each other study for biology as well.
A peer that has helped me through this IB journey would definitely be my boyfriend Juan Solis. He has pushed me to do my best and I have pushed him to do his best, so I feel like we help each other a lot on that.
I would say all of them. They all helped me in their own unique way.
Okay, so everyone in the IB diploma helped me in some way, shape, or form, and I really appreciate that. But the person who really helped me is Kiara. She always answered my calls at 1 in the morning when I really needed help and no one else would answer. She's been there since 8th grade and she's a great friend.
My advice is to take IB because that will give you the experience you need to go to college. However, you need to really understand the mindset that is needed to complete the courses. If you're a sophomore right now and you think just because I've been barely passing and I usually get 4s just by barely trying, that's not gonna get you through IB. You're gonna really need to try, and if that's your mindset, then either think about it again or try for 1 semester and then rethink if you really want to stay in IB.
Definitely stay on top of your work. Yeah, that's the advice that I have, is to stay on top of your work and make sure that you communicate. Communication is key, especially in IB because it's a very intense program and you have to know your stuff in order to pass by.
For next year's IB students, I would tell them to stay on top of their work and don't procrastinate because it really does add up in IB.
My advice for next year's group is stay on task and do your work when they give it to you. Don't deviate or do it when they assign it to you because it just starts to build up.
The best advice that I could give is to put yourself first. During this IB journey, there would be a lot of hardships that you would be going through, and it's just important to keep in mind that if you need help, to reach out, because if you don't, it might be too late and you could be stuck in a much deeper hole than you were before.
The advice I have for next year's graduates is that don't take French unless you've taken the first 2 years of French because there was a lot of ab initio this year, so it would be easier for them if they have 2 years of prior knowledge before going into that course.
Next year's group, this is what I'm going to say to you. If despite the struggles you go through, despite everything, you can get through it all, right? It doesn't matter if anything is going on. Just push through it, persevere, and you can can do it. The payoff is huge and it is so worth it in every way.
Okay, the advice that I have for the next group, don't procrastinate. Don't leave those essays, those IAs, that extended essay left to do at the very end. Don't do it. It's not a good idea. You're gonna be stressed. You wanna cry. You're gonna be angry. You're gonna be like, why did I take this program? But don't do that. Ask for help. I mean, your teachers are like your best friends. You can ask them for help. Google is an amazing tool. Use it wisely, and also have fun. IB doesn't have to rule your life. You can have that fun that you need to do, and it's really useful, so don't drop it. It's going to come in handy in the future.
This is gonna sound like a BS advice, but be ready to fail. I know that sounds really bad and just nervous, but you're not always gonna be perfect. And like when you fail, the stronger people who get back up and rise to the challenge are the strong people. They're the ones who are gonna get back up, are gonna fight for it. So just get back up and keep trying. You guys got this.
For next year, I just say just don't give up, because at the end of senior year, you're gonna know that it was all worth it and you would feel really accomplished.
For next year's IB students, I think the advice I would give them is just to persevere through the program. It's not always going to be easy, but in the end, no matter what happens, you'll definitely feel accomplished.
What would a motto be?
I think the motto of this year's group would be, hey, we did it, finally, we're done.
I would say that we're the best class because we're gonna have the best senior prank.
The motto for this year's group is fake it till you make it till you become it.
Fake it till you make it till you become it.
The motto is, I would say the motto is keep your head up high despite whatever is happening around you. Because we had graduated in a year that was kind of crazy. We graduated in a COVID-19 pandemic, and I think we did a really good job on that. I want to congratulate everyone else on the IB Diploma program, and I would love to say thank you to all the teachers there. But yes, the motto would be keep your head up high, just keep going, just push through it.
I think the motto of this graduating class would be just to keep going through even if it's really hard, especially if there's some difficult circumstances.
I think our motto should be, if we survived a pandemic in IB Diploma, we can do anything. Because not only has the pandemic stunted us in learning overall, it has stunted especially the IB group, because we have all of these important assignments due IAs all over classes, and it's just so hard to do online. So that's, yeah.
Our IB motto should definitely be keep strong and keep level-headed, having a cult-like mind to persevere through this whole IB journey. And yeah, because IB is definitely the hardest thing I have done during my high school years.
I think it should be like, this year was a movie because we didn't know what was going to happen.
I think the motto should be, we triumphed and struggled because we had the whole pandemic and everything, but we still did it. So it should be based on like overcoming the task that we had.
Was it like an action film or a horror film?
It was like those, World War Z, the zombie, because you didn't know what was going to happen next.
Some gratitude I would like to share is with Romanowski, the French teacher. I've had a lot of difficulty in French, and she's really helped me get through most of it, especially when I was being difficult.
I would definitely like to show gratitude to basically all of my IB teachers, so Troy, Herder, Warren, Macias, everybody, because they have all helped me. And I feel like the IB Diploma is very strict program. It has helped me so much, and I feel so prepared for college. So I would just like to give gratitude to all my teachers.
I definitely want to share gratitude towards my mom. She definitely helped me push through when there were times when I felt like I wouldn't finish an assignment. I want to thank all my peers for keeping me on my toes all the time. I want to thank all my teachers, Dr. Romanowski, Miss Warren, Mr. Bell, Miss Carpenter, what other teachers do I have? There's so many. Mr. Dennis, Miss Curley for getting me into the IB program. And I feel like I'm forgetting someone.
I appreciate all my teachers and all my family for being there and motivating me, and for them to like help me keep going in this rough senior year. And thank you so much.
Mr. Bell, Dr. Miss Carpenter.
I would just like to thank my grandma for always bringing me to school and letting me have the opportunity to join a program like this.
Miss Music, she definitely helped a lot.
I'd like to thank myself because I went for everything, and I'd like to thank all my teachers who were incredibly strong during this year and who inspired me to keep going.
There's 6 of them. Mr. Lee, Mr. Troy, and Miss Herder.
There were actually a ton of people that I want to show gratitude for. Going through the list would be insane, but I'll mention a couple of names. Number 1 would be Mr. Dennis, because he was an amazing influence on me, and he had taught me everything that I needed to get prepared for the IB Diploma program. Another person I would actually like to thank would be Miss Herder, because despite everything that I went through, despite every struggle that I had, she kept me to it and pushed me through and taught me the IB value of taking risks and being accountable for what you have to do and what you have to get done. I would also like to thank all of the other IB Diploma kids. I love you all. You guys were amazing. I never really talked much in class, but I was there. That's kind of how I am. But I admire each and every one of you, and I really would love to meet again.
Of course, I want to thank all my friends and all my teachers that have always been there for me, and I especially want to thank Miss Lewin for even though I've only known her for 3 years, I want to thank her for being a really good teacher to me and always taking my jokes. And by the way, she still owes me a cupcake if she sees this. But thank you, Miss Lewin, for being there and for teaching me what music is all about.
Yeah, I have a lot of gratitude to share. I mean, all the teachers that have been here for me since freshman to now, they've all really helped me, and they've taught me valuable lessons along the way. My friends, they've been there for me. They've kept me sane. They've always reminded me to take a break, that you can do it, you can live life even if you're really busy with school. And my family, of course, they've been there while I was crying in my room while I was studying for that math final. They gave me support when I needed it, and they gave me the drive to do what I do.
I would like to thank all my teachers. I know I'm not usually the talkative one or interacting a lot, so yeah. I would also like to thank the people that were my classmates, that were all having the patience to be with me. And I would also like to thank myself, because I persevered through this, and I was the one who got through with this, and I was there for me.
I want to say thank you to all of my IB teachers. I've been sick for this last year, and it's been really hard for me, but thank you for working with me. Thank you for telling me I got this. Even though I've missed half the year of school, I'm still kicking ass in school. I'm still where I need to be because of my teachers, because of my family, because everyone's pushing me and telling me, you got this, you're so close, don't give up. Thank you, everyone, especially my teachers. I know it's been hard with me going to the ER, in and out of the hospital, but you guys have really made it to where I can be really flexible with online learning, turning in with you guys. So thank you. I'm graduating with IB. I've dreamed about this since 2015. It means a lot.
No, I don't think I have an inside joke.
A lot of the inside jokes stem from the fact that Mr. Davis, my father, works here, unfortunately for me. And it's just, if we can move on, that's, yeah.
Can I skip?
Yes, the inside jokes from this year would have to be Jacob taking a gap year to play guitar and Miss Herder's millions of CK12s to do.
It's not really a joke, but it's a situation that happened. It was during AE of my first year of IB. There was the ceiling panel, it was slowly, it looked like it was gonna fall off, and me and my friends were just sitting under there, and we would just count the days before finally it would just come down and possibly hit us. So that was also, yeah.
Did it ever fall?
No, it didn't. It got fixed pretty quickly.
That Jacob's gonna take a gap year to play guitar.
Not really. I just know that we all are really connected, but I don't really have any inside jokes.
I think a really good inside joke from IB recently would have to be Jacob's gap year, since Jacob is taking a gap year to learn to play the guitar, and he's not applying to any scholarships because of that.
There's gonna be a lot of mental breakdowns down the road, but it's gonna be worth it.
There's quite a few. I think anybody in Miss Herder's biology class would resonate when I say 20,000 CK12 notes. An inside joke with Mr. Bell would be all the emails we send back and forth. And an inside joke for anyone that knows Jacob is his gap year.
Why is that so funny to everybody?
I don't know, it's because I consider Jacob to be a very intellectual person, and it's just interesting how instead of going to college, he chose to pursue something that he's new at and would rather do, which is good for him. I'm not saying that it's bad. I'm sorry you're seeing this, Jacob.
I'm gonna take a gap year so that I can become a professional typewritist. Professional typewritist. 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 Typewritist.
What's next for me is to go to CU Denver and do my pre-med and then go to medical school. Also incorporating what I learned from engineering and medicine to make a biomedical innovation.
I plan to go to university. I don't want to say what university because everyone makes a big deal out of it. It's not any none of the Ivy League schools, if that's what you're, it's none of that. But as to when I want to study, I'm still undecided.
For me, I'm gonna go to Colorado University.
I am going to be going to the University of Northern Colorado to be in nursing. So I'm very excited for that.
What's next for me is next year I'm going to Front Range, and I'm probably gonna, well, not next year, I'm gonna take a gap year, then I'm going to go to Front Range the year after that.
And take two.
In my future, I'm gonna go to University of Colorado Boulder. I'm sorry.
I would like to go to Front Range Community College to start my pharmacy pathway, and then from there transfer to a 4-year college or university, and then finally become a pharmacist.
I am actually going to go to the Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design. I'm going to be doing video game art. I'm going to be doing a creative outlet on everything. And I think we've already, me and my friend had made a game here with Mr. Figueroa, so we already have a step up in that. So I'm just gonna see if I can pursue and go through that. So, and see where it takes me from there.
Take 3. What is next for you?
Alright, for me, I'm gonna go to Boulder and I'm gonna major in integrative physiology with a possible minor in music. I plan on working through college and joining the marching band and, maybe starting a sport because I never did a sport here. I think it'd be pretty fun to do something over there. And I plan to get my undergraduate over there and then also get my MD in 4 years' time, so I can become a doctor, but I don't know what type of doctor yet. I do want to leave that for exploration during university.
Well, I have a full ride to Regis, and I want to be a lawyer. So hopefully I get that done.
I'm gonna be attending in the fall Metro. I'm gonna be getting my bachelor's in science.
Next year I'm just going to be doing concurrent enrollment before I graduate.
So since I'm a junior finishing the IB Diploma program, next year I will still be here at Westy doing classes at Front Range and some classes here. And after high school, I hope to go on to college to become a neonatologist.
What university?
You still ask me that anyways. I want to go to the University of Hawaii.
Do you want me to tell you guys what our senior prank is? Okay, so we're gonna fill the A hallway with a whole bunch of balloons, and then we're gonna saran wrap it and say that's a wrap, hashtag 2021. And then on the hallway, we're gonna have red cups. We're gonna spell 2021, but we're gonna put water in them so you can't, like, there's gonna be like 2 inches, so you literally can't get anywhere. And then third floor, we're gonna put poles to have our Hawaii theme for our prom.
I'm so thankful for the IB program and everybody that helped me through.
These 4 years went past very fast, and I really appreciate all the experiences, all the lessons and memories that I've made here at Westy.
Thank you, Mr. Williams, for this interview. I appreciate the opportunity.
I would like to thank all of the IB students and the IB Diploma students. You guys did it. We made it. We started off with a big group, and now we're just a few. And congratulations.
Anything else you want to add?
Nothing else. Wait. Yeah, nothing. Thank you.